kick in the fucking face.
In the next bubble screen over here, let's throw curls, curls, curls.
What are the whys, right? What are the whys?
Bears Hour Live.
The Tape Never Lies Network, home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.
The following show is for mature audiences only.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
The Tape Never Lies.
Tape never lies.
Starts now.
32 is the identity.
We were kind of stuck in neutral, and I thought it was a good idea to hand the play calling over to Bill Lazor.
Loses the football, strip sack, and a take.
Bears our life. Bears our life. We go online right after Bears games with your boys draft talking the smartest man alive. Yo. Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft talking the smartest man alive. Ran up with the true analysis you expect. Raw passion for the show. Bear fans get nothing less. Locked in with real emotion and passion for every play. Coach Phil gonna bring that range, but in with facts by shade. Post game show like nothing else you're gonna hear. Some can try to copy, but a bucket's not sincere. Delivering the truth on what just happened to be clear. That's why we're on TV, so you can see it, not just hear. Hey, yo, with Draft Dr. Phil, you know it's always hit sticks. Splitting double teams like 96 Hakeem hits. You can tell the shit matters. Their love can be felt. Critical of Nagy because the talent he's been dealt. As our life keeps growing, Shane's all knowing. Delivering the truth on how the QB's throwing. Dimes on time, just lacking fundamental. Whatever the case, we get hot like Cecil. Fiery discussion on what happened in the game. This ain't your daddy's postgame, don't expect the fucking flame. Not for the average fan, a loss they can't survive.
But don't you worry.
Bears Hour Live.
Bears our life. Bears our life. We go all night right after Bears
I don't think we're that much worse.
The myth, the red legend, Draft Dr. Phil Otosan.
Because teams realize, hey, we gotta stop Matt.
When you put that much into it, you don't let that. And the guy next to you says, "You son of a bitch, you better block." That's what happens. That's when you have a real good team.
And let's get it on.
This is Bears Hour Live.
Week number 8 comes to a close, and it's more of the same for our Chicago Bears. Welcome to BHL. Bears drop really what turns out to be a laugher at the end of the day with the way that their defense laid down flat. They lose the game 33-22. You saw your franchise quarterback out there making some plays. You saw the defense lay down flat, yes, without some starters, but another nail gets driven in the Pace and Nagy coffin at the end of this game. I know DDP's ready to go with his rant, but we talked just a little bit pre-show, and we all know that there's coaching issues within this organization, and there has been for a long time, but the effort that I saw out there on defense today, there's got to be player accountability, and I know I stressed it last week, and people can agree or disagree. Roquan Smith, you giving this guy $100 million as an off-the-ball backer? No way. No way. I see Akeem Hicks downfield 35 yards tackling a running back. Where's everybody else? It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Lots of questions about the defensive coordinator along with that. These players have to make some plays. Tease Tabor, you got to catch that football. But we're going to get into it all. DDP's up. He's on deck, ready to rant. Take it away, Phil.
Yeah, Shane. It is a crisis, and it comes to the Chicago Bears. And I say that because preparation is key. Obviously, there's so many things within a football game that get you to where you want to go on the victory side or put you in the losers column. It somehow, some way seems to happen that the Chicago Bears find themselves on the comedic side of that. And it goes back to fundamentals. Each and every week, you talk about situational football, and on a Halloween trick or treat, the lightning strikes go down, even when your young franchise quarterback is out there making plays and doing everything in his power to help you be victorious. You still have the same culprits. Now, it takes an injury to get Eddie Jackson's non-tackling ass out of the game, and you got Cody White here, Sam Mustipher getting blown up in the backfield, Cody holding. The reality is things aren't going to change. Sean Desai, you aren't going to win a game against Jimmy Garoppolo, allowing zone coverage and people playing off and allowing people to run through. It's a travesty to watch this football team. It's a disgrace on every level. It doesn't matter who's coaching this whole staff. You have the worst punt coverage team in the league, and that's Tabor. And it happens again as he's being a head coach. And I really believe there is karma in this. And, you go in to tie the game. Justin Fields does everything in his power to overcome your stupidity as a play caller, whatever that play was. And he able to turn that and make it a touchdown. And your field goal kicker misses an extra point. Energetically, that sends the message down the whole pipeline to what Shane's talking about. Anybody needs to step up. Anybody needs to step up. In a game of football, the difference between winning and losing is catching and dropping the football. Tease Tabor drops an interception. Momentum is changed with missed tackles and people missing assignments. You see this each and every week happening to this team. At some point, the corporate Bears have to understand that the coach, the system, the whole flawed BU culture is responsible for this. As Shane said, the nail in the coffin. This should have been done a long time ago. There is a problem with Chicago, and it starts in the trenches. It starts on the defense. It starts all over the place. We can all pick out our MVPs, but every week I look at the tape and I see missed assignments, piss poor effort, lack of hustle, lack of accountability by a head coaching staff led by a guy that shouldn't be the head coach. Today was no different than it has been. The only thing that was absent was there was no timeouts. There was no miscommunication in the play calls. You could see Nagy not being there was helpful to this young quarterback. But again, Mooney drops the ball there. Whether you want, that's the difference between winning. You got to make catches. You got to help out. Cole Kmet, one-hand effort in the end zone. Some PFF blog boy is going to say, well, that was a tough catch. No, Jasper Horsted makes that catch because he actually doesn't go one hand. He goes two and catches the fucking ball. Momentum is key. Scoring is key. Kicking field goals is not. When you have an issue, you have to address it and make it so that the players that you realize might be better understand that we're going to have accountability and it's going to be the next man up, not because of injury. Sam Mustipher continues to struggle on an offensive line, completely lack of any cohesiveness. Larry Bourne goes out there, looks great. He does. On the tape, we'll see. But you could see there is a difference there. Whitehair, Mustipher, awful. Awful. That's just watching television copy. But again, the end of the day, this is about a want to. The Bears offense wanted to today at most points. The Bears defense didn't come and bring that killer's mentality. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. I said it in the game. I'll say it again. Two last points in this rant. Sean Desai needs to decide that you're going to be aggressive when your offense is showing a heartbeat. He wasn't. He wasn't. Awful. Worst game I've seen him call since he's been here. He doesn't have the killer instinct, and he sat back in zones, and in third down critical situations, you're putting Trevis Gibson on a running back that they scouted you. They knew exactly what the matchup would be, and they got it. That's a great head coach. The guy on the other side, Shanahan, would take this Bears team. They'd be 1-loss Bears. That's the difference. He has a plan. They fire out. They play to the whistle every time. Meanwhile, we got Tease Tabor tackling the running back into the end zone, helping the 49ers. That's the comedy show that is the Chicago Bears at this point. And the last point, I wanted to just say this for the rant official. If a player is engaged, a fullback can't come and chop him. And that was on the big toss play that Shane's talking about, where Akeem Hicks goes down 30 yards. It's Robert Quinn setting the edge. And if you watch the play, which we will, you see Houston, whatever his name is, 44, comes and just drives into Robert Quinn, who's engaged there, and takes him out, knocks him to the ground right at it's a wham block with engaged. It's an illegal block. You can't do that. Should have been a flag. Should have been 15 yards back or 10 yards. I forget what the penalty length is. But again, just for the record, because people are going to talk about it later, can't do that. They missed it. And again, the Chicago Bears continue to flounder in what it is we've seen, no matter who's in this administration. We wanted to see a difference with Nagy gone. I really honestly will sit here right now and say I did see a distinct difference in the energy on the sideline, as well as the cohesiveness in getting play calls and communicating. However, the end result comes from the culture that you've allowed this guy to be a part of when he shouldn't have been at all. Shane, that is my rant on Halloween.
I hear you, man. It's not getting any better, Phil. I mean, the Bears had their chance there. They had that stadium. Obviously, we were not there, but on that touchdown run from Justin Fields,
was a rocket.
The Bears can't get.
Why was he on the left hash? Why isn't he down the middle?
But I just don't get why the Bears. It seems like they just can't get out of their own way. Fields has the touchdown run. The place goes crazy. You march your fucking field goal kicker out there to kick the extra point, and he fucking misses it. And that was seemingly all it took for that sideline to be like, same old Bears, here we go, because it was downhill from there.
Right.
It really was.
They had a chance, and they blew it. How many times do we got to hear that? How many times do you have to hear?
That's why I always laugh when people say, "Oh, the Bears culture." No, that is your culture right there. That's your culture.
What? Let's play a game of Jeopardy. What is tackling? It's want to. There you go. What is blocking? It is want to. It's the same shit over and over again. And people want a reality. They want a reality. It's Halloween. Everybody's wearing a mask. The Bears revealed themselves to who they are on the football field. That's what it is. It's this culture. This team is unlikable. And Justin Fields is that young kid being influenced by that senior class that are a bunch of fucking dirtbags. They're a bunch of dirtbags that don't care. Start with accountability. This move, obviously, Eddie Jackson pulling his hamstring, that should have happened. Eddie should have been cheering from the bench, learning how to be a fucking leader and teammate forever. Same with, what is Danny T on the fucking field? That whole drive before the fucking Danny T has to be out there, Sean. Why?
We had it scripted pre-game. That's why.
Oh my God, he's a liability in coverage. Every third down, they went to Danny T. Adrian's right. We're all tired of mediocrity. Mediocrity begins in April. The culture sets the tone, the plan. Now you got pieces here, as we said on Wednesday. You should be able to win with this football team. You can't even fucking make a move at center to help yourself. You can't. If you are worried about communication, fucking teach them. Teach the fucking next guy. You don't play a guy that's fucking soft as fucking puppy shit out there getting blown into the backfield. Joey Bosa ran around him like a fucking kindergartner would run around a fucking 80, 90-year-old. It's an embarrassment. They're in the backfield on 4th down. Justin's got to fucking put on a Superman cape. That's your play call? Cole Kmet. Oh, let me try to one hand. I can't catch with 2. I can't catch with 2. Let's go with 1. I would fucking rip the fucking locker down. I'd be throwing shit. There would be no fucking excuse. Everyone would fucking hate me till they loved me. Because it's a travesty of mediocrity. You want to be a great football team? It starts up top. We're really good. Believe me. We had a great week of practice. We lived that, Shane, with Tressman. Make fucking plays for the rookie. Do it. These guys are taking 3rd and 20. Fucking bubble screen. We can't fucking get out there. We can't fucking converge. Jesus. You're missing tackles. I agree with you. You don't fucking give Roquan a fucking extension. Get the fuck. I can get Kevin Pierre-Louis to do the same shit at 3/4 of the cost of you. I'll find you a fucking middle linebacker. Start fucking getting me a center. Get me that so Justin has time in the fucking pocket. So we can actually swing to the right side. Get Whitehair out. Send his ass to the bench. If he's not healthy, which I don't think he is, put him on the bench. Address this now. Exactly, Mike. 1st down, tight formation. We're running.
Yeah.
It's so easy to. I'm sitting there with my son. There was one time they fucking surprised me and did something different. One time. I go, here's a run. It was a run. Here's a pass. Here's a pass. They finally spread out this team. And why the fuck is Marquise Goodwin not in the game all the time? Why is Damiere Byrd in the fucking game? Why? I have so many fucking questions that these guys in the media won't fucking ask. It's simple. I saw one of our TTNL patrons put a great post. He basically took things that we've been asking for weeks and started with them. There's one of the things right there, Southside Bear, that he put in there. Why is your center getting buried and you continue to trot him out there? Why isn't Dieter Eisland getting a shot to try to improve this? Is it a Juan Castillo decision or is it a Nagy decision? Is it a Ryan Pace decision? Is it politics? Why is Danny T on the fucking field? Why is Damiere Byrd in the red zone? Why isn't Jasper Horsted, who has a fucking a very good feel with Justin Fields, why isn't he on the field? Why is Cole Kmet being force-fed to all of us? He almost fucking dropped another one, Shane. He bobbled it.
I'm not putting the touchdown on Cole Kmet at all. That's not a drop fucking pass.
What, the one-handed?
Yeah, dude. There it is right there. He's fucking pulling his arm.
No, dude. He totally on him if you watch the play. If you watch the play, he keeps himself in there. He keeps himself. Man. I'm telling you.
I'm not saying that he doesn't need to improve, but
dude, he stayed there and tries to keep himself there instead of just going with two hands. As a receiver, you have a responsibility. Quarterback's cocked to throw, you get your arms out there. He went like this. That's why the guy grabbed him. He went to stab it with one hand. Can't use a picture. Got to use if somebody could send that video, if George maybe has it, send the fucking video. I'll show you exactly why he fucking drops that. Where's Jimmy Graham? He's done. He's hurt.
I think there should be a lot of guys done. Honestly,
Shane,
it's
that was like a sieve. You're in the game and you're tackling like that. And all you little fucking troll blog boys, you want to see the Khalil Mack effect? You saw it out there today. He sets the edge on fucking toss. You ain't fucking running to my side. He destroys motherfuckers and he does things that aren't on the stat sheet each and every week that we continue to tell you about. I'll tell you right now. Yes, and yes. Does he make a difference? Yes. Would he be big time in this? Yes. He's that amazing of a football player. You're all just coasting out there. Just coasting. All of them. All of them. And the Danny T stuff just irritates me beyond anything.
Phil, it's like they sit down before. I mean, they've been doing that. This predates Nagy, Trestman. You go back to Lovie Smith, and they would have a series scripted for the running backs. We heard Thomas Jones come on our airwaves and talk about it. It was the third series every single game. Thomas Jones would get the first two series, and it didn't matter if he was eating at that point. He was out. Cedric Benson was going to get that third series no matter what. And it's like, all right, we're going to get – this is where we're going to bring Danny in. The situation, the score, none of that matters. This is where he's going in. And it's just – it's so short-sighted. It's infuriating because we all know what Danny Trevathan is at this point. He's not ready to play. He's a wasted roster spot at this point. And the sad thing about it is financially they have zero shot to move off of him right now. Zero.
Yeah. I think throw up Cool Kenny. Cherie, I sent you Barlissimo. If you can grab that video and I'll show you exactly. Cool Kennedy right here. They try to legitimize the pay for guys with putting them in. That's exactly it. Real coaches have an understanding. Hey, you make fucking plays for us. I'm fucking putting you in the game. That's how you do it. That's what real coaches do. I've watched Danny T. He's digressed as a player, and they gave him an extension, Shane. Danny Trevathan. How? Don't get it. The culture vulture is out. It's out right now. And it's a Matt Nagy bullshit corporate run organization. There was a lot more passion today from Coach Tabor, no doubt. There weren't the wasted timeouts. They got into the game. They made the plays necessary when you saw them. They were running the ball. They still have issues, though. It ain't a fix-all. They're still under the umbrella of what it is your foundation of football is. Under Matt Nagy, the foundation of football that they've shown has been legitimately confused, no plays to counter other plays, and just throwing plays up there. And then when the game is close and you need your defense to step up and anybody to make a tackle, you don't do it.
Yeah, I have the play from George. You're not going to see any. He's got the live feed, the replay version. We'll get it up. We'll get it up there.
The replay.
Yeah, it's the replay. Yeah,
you need the replay. If someone has that, send it to @LadyBear83. She could get that up. Listen, Cole Kmet got to be better. Justin Fields got to be better. That one throw to Darnell Mooney, he just heaves it.
Yeah.
He just heaves it. But
that was a Rex Grossman. Fuck it, we're going deep.
Yeah, he didn't throw any air. And Greg Olson
pointed it out instantly.
Pointed right out exactly what I said to my son. That was just, let me get this out of there. I don't trust the fucking pocket. I'm just going to throw this up. There was no touch timing in that. The last one, Mooney gets two hands out. You got to catch it. Again, I only watched it once because I just walked away from the fucking game to come into the studio to do this. But guys, this team is not coached well. Once you throw the term accountability and lack thereof, that's the end all. George, me and my father showed you offensive plays and defensive plays. If you're not a patron, I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for, but you need to, because yesterday's showcase of how you play offense, the limitations of your center, and how these guys fire off the ball, anybody that has played the game of football knows the difference between a well-coached team and a poorly coached one. So when I say to Shane or Cars or any of the guys that we work with on TTNL, do you feel that this team has enough talent? And across the fucking boards, you're saying yes, then what is the problem? Personnel not being used correctly. We've said this, right? Play calling. Situational decisions before the fucking half. You're driving, right? Shane called it. Predetermined flare route. You had them spread out and you had them up against the ropes, yet you throw a fucking glorified run play. It's a fucking leverage concept where everybody's going to run up and we're going to try to get in the way of everyone, and we're going to get, well, guess what? The 49ers were in man. So they were playing Herbert. Doesn't work. There's got to be a check out of that play. Throw the fucking slants. They went a hot route, Shane. They threw a fucking slant. It went for 29 yards to Marquise Goodwin.
In stride.
Let's hear the head coach for the day, Mr. Coach Tabor.
Herb's return to the game. So that's all I have on the injuries at this time.
Obviously, he handles a press conference.
Two halves. You know, I thought that we played good football there in the first half and we're doing the things that we wanted to do. But in the second half, you know, didn't get off the field when we needed to get off the field. And then, you know, you got to score more touchdowns than you do field goals. So that was kind of the deal. We got to regroup. We're not going to feel sorry for ourselves. No one is, but you know, we're at the halfway point of the season. It's not the end of the season. It's the halfway point. There's still a lot of football, Coach, and we'll stay the course and go get better. Questions?
Just want to go on Justin's touchdown run. Did you know going into that third down that you were going to go for it?
I did. I knew if it was the right down and distance, we were going to go for it. Yes.
And then from your point of view,
you had to go for it. Everybody in the fucking brother knew that.
Good football player. I think number one, improved today. I thought he made plays with his legs. He led our team. I thought he threw the ball well. He gave us a chance, and obviously he's a special player. I mean, he made nothing into something and got us going there. So real pleased with him, and that's the story of a rookie quarterback. You saw a guy get better, so I'm excited about that.
That is true.
Today,
that was well said.
The things you have to do as a head coach with what you always have to do as a special team coordinator.
Their fucking audio in there
major role in the special teams area, and I was still involved, and we're still on the same channel.
Well, your coverage teams suck, Coach.
Plays ahead.
Your punt return coverage sucks.
I knew that once you got into the game and the flow of the game,
tell them, Matt,
you to
we have a lot of football left.
That you want to do. Do you want to go for it here, or just go ahead and take your?
Doesn't matter how much you have left if you suck.
So, you know, I didn't find it hard.
Chris, just in general, how uncomfortable or comfortable were you in the acting head coach role?
I was extremely comfortable. And
what kind of it was
at the end of the day.
You know what, Brad? I felt overwhelmed and scared.
I can't do this.
Leading men to do something and get something
accomplished.
When, you know, in the special teams world, I have a team meeting each and every day.
Like
so leading players, that's what a special teams coordinator is supposed to do. This just happened that you picked up the offense and the defense with it, and you know, that's the part of it.
you coach this game as if Matt were the head coach and Matt's vision, or did you put your own spin on things as head coach?
No, Coach and I talked a lot. Obviously throughout the week,
Oh
but he
my
said,
God.
put your spin on it and you'll know what to do. You'll have the feel of the game because
Any
I will
coach
say this,
saying,
I mean, there's analytics and you
do
listen
this
to
for
analytics
me.
and those type of things. But
Do
at the
what
end of
I
the
would
day,
do.
There's a gut
It's the
feeling.
most
I mean,
clueless.
you're going down a river and you have to figure out, hey, are we going to go right? Or are we going to go left? And there's a lot of things that go into that you can't come up with the answer on Wednesday or Thursday. So, I thought we played the flow of the game and like I say, at the end of the day, it was a tale of two halves.
Did you talk to Matt this morning, last night? What was his message?
Did you talk to Matt during the halftime? That's the question.
Coach's message all throughout the week. I mean, Coach was in all the meetings. I mean, Coach. Obviously the difference thing was he just wasn't there in person, but he was in.
Did
the
you
meetings.
talk
And I
to
visited
him
with
at
Coach
halftime?
last night? I visited with him this morning, and I'm disappointed that we didn't get the win for him, and that hurts.
Did you feel like the defense sort of wore down there in the end? They were barely on the field the first half, but they were running the ball right at goal.
No, we didn't get the stops that we needed to, and there's no doubt about that. I think what did they score 7 straight times or something like that? So you can't argue that fact. But there's in that room, I'm still going to jump in a foxhole with all those guys, and we're going to work to get better.
Of course you are. What are you going to say?
I know that's big coach speak.
Yeah, it is.
That's we're a team,
dropping
we're a family,
the ball there,
and we're hurting right now. But we got to bounce back.
Hold somebody. We didn't fucking play good. We got to play better on defense.
On the screenplay right there.
I don't care if you're the fucking temporary coach.
That was a great play by them. You get them in 3rd and 20, and you always think that you're going to get off the field and set yourself up.
You got to tackle better.
For a short field situation. It didn't happen, but we got back and tied it, and then unfortunately missed the extra point there. But we just got to keep moving.
Coach, in the third quarter, with about 6 minutes left, right before Jimmy ran for
started out all right.
Whatever it was. It seemed like you guys played with 10 men on the field defensively. Did you see that, and what was the communication breakdown?
We did have 10 there on, and at that time, I knew it was going to be a tight ball game. And in the second half, those timeouts are gold bricks to me. And sometimes you got to weigh where they're at on the field and roll the dice. And I elected to roll the dice.
Did you consider going for 2 after his touchdown?
I did not. We were going to go ahead and tie it up right there.
Coach, could you describe what's the situation with the offensive line? Where are they at right now? And what's the future for the offensive line?
I thought they played. I thought they did a nice job. We ran the ball there. I know that when we lost, Herbs and we lost Damian, those were 2 tough losses in the backfield, right there. But the thing that I was proud about those guys,
to do with the
and I
whole
think
line?
it really showed more so in the first half, is we would have a positive play, and if we had a negative play, we regrouped and we went on to the next one and just kept kind of chopping wood. And I was real.
Somebody asked him about.
I think that's why we played well in the first half. In the second half, we just didn't, we didn't overcome the things that we needed to.
Eric, go to another fucking channel and watch it without me talking over it. That's the reality of this show.
When you got the ball up,
go fucking grab some Skittles next door while you're at it too.
Where it gets up a little bit more in the jet stream there.
Fucking clown ass show.
That's disappointing. Do I think he's still going to make kicks? He is.
God,
what is he now?
Make a fucking play.
51?
Make a play for your team. Somebody hold somebody accountable.
The big play that Justin made, though, did that feel like the momentum kind of shifted back?
I didn't think so. At the end of the day, what we said in the huddle, guys, we're going to have a field goal to win it. So whether the game was tied or you're down 1, we're still going to need another kick, and that's football right there. So
we're ready. We're ready.
He needs to make that.
We're ready.
But at the same time, we were going to have to make another play in order to win the football game.
Looking back, is there anything that stands out to you that you wish you would have done differently in this game?
No, I just, at the end of the day, you always want to score more touchdowns than you do field goals.
How many days till Black Monday is the headline. I love that. The reality is, why can't you guys tackle?
Well, he had a great week of practice. He got out there and practiced on
week of practice.
Where he was at. He just kept kind of getting better each and every day.
Why was he on the left hash? Would be a great question.
And I'm sure he's had some good plays out there, and I'm sure there's some plays that he wants back. But we'll just have to look at the tape on that and evaluate that, and then go from there.
What's the deal with him?
Notwithstanding, was this fun for you? Was there a moment when you walked out and you take a minute to kind of take it all in. Not many people get coach. Be the head coach.
Who fucking
No,
cares?
Maybe for a second.
What is that?
I told myself that I'll enjoy it and look back at the end of the year when the season is over.
Got a great
now
week
the
of
focus, you
practice,
move on to
guys.
Pittsburgh, and
We're gonna
they'll
move on to
create,
Pittsburgh. We're gonna look at
problems
tape.
that we got to get handled. But
Fucking Ted
Coach asked me to
Lasso
step in,
could go
and
coach
that's
this
my
fucking
job,
team
and
with more
that's what I
discipline.
wanted to do.
Have more understanding.
I'm sorry.
Larison was right. Fucking great show.
Did you talk to Nagy after the game? Did you get a chance?
I haven't talked to Coach yet, and looking forward to visiting with him.
Oh, you can't visit with him, bro. He's got COVID, ass. Keep him away from you unless you want to be in the fucking
So I don't
protocol.
have an answer for that.
Coach elected to defer to the second half so you get the ball coming out the second half. We were positioned pretty well to be able to get the last score before the first half and then get it back. They go with that huge play. Kendall lets Deebo Samuels get behind him. How blatant is that? Did they have no timeout?
No, that was disappointing because I always call it 2 for 1, and that's what we were trying to play right there. 2 for 1. I think Kyle banged a timeout.
Third and
right there,
fucking
and we had to
20.
kick the extra point. But obviously, you want to score with not a lot of time left. If 0, ideally, and then you get the ball out and try to score there and get the 2 for 1. And then when they went down, we kicked the field goal, and then they finished off with a field goal. So it kind of went, on par right there.
Were there more last-minute runs for Justin today than in the past game?
I don't have
just
that
say
answer
last
for you. I'm
one,
sorry.
Shane?
I was
Did the
special
media
team
guy
all
just
day
say
in the
that?
week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Oh my fucking god!
All right, Chris Tabor there, who handled the head.
Chris Tabor walking out with fucking Eric. Go watch it on the fucking Bears site. God, you don't get the show here. You don't get what the reality is of Halloween. We don't fucking trick and we don't treat you to what it is you think you know. We try to teach you what you fucking should be asking. Why are you in shotgun so much? Why is this center playing? Why are you missing tackles? When the momentum changes, why aren't you playing man to fucking man? Man to man. We're sitting back there, Shane. Let's just allow them to run a bubble. It's just wow.
Let's throw this up here, Phil. We've had obviously a lot of negativity after this one, but let's throw something positive up there and we will react to it.
Tell you what, I look at that sideline and I see a mixed bag there. Good job, Greg Braggs, my boy, capturing that moment like he always does on Braggs in the stands. Check him out. I see him there in the chat. Love that dude. What I don't love, Greg, you captured this for me. That right there, you're an extra point away from putting this game as a tie, right, Shane?
Yeah.
And you could see energetically the head coach is there involved, but not the team. I'm looking at it. I see Tease Tabor running down, and I just don't see that. And again, Urlacher, Briggs, those guys, you just realize, okay, offense is doing something. We are going to fucking step up at this moment. There's nobody there. Nobody there to do that. And in my opinion, when you're putting Danny T out there and you're allowing these guys rotational pieces, or if Akeem Hicks is injured and he's out there playing, you're sending the wrong messages out there. You really are, because that defense had an opportunity at home. The electricity. Then he misses the field goal. I don't understand. Why is he on the hash? Why isn't he down the center like he's always? That should have been a question. But the play call, Bill Lazor, fucking sucked. That's your play call there. They played you like a fiddle. Justin overcomes your terrible play call there. And that's really what you're going to be building on. I think the one thing you take away from Tabor is understanding that Justin Fields is a rookie quarterback that is probably the best athlete out there on the football field. You see Darnell Mooney blocking his ass off.
Yep.
Those consistent things are the things you need to build off. This coaching staff can't even understand Jasper Horsted gives your offense a better opportunity to move the fucking football. They can't figure that out, just like they couldn't figure out David Montgomery is the
his
identity.
field goal streak did not end. That doesn't, and that's an
the
extra point.
The extra point doesn't end a field goal streak, but they put the kibosh. They were talking about
but
it.
That's
fucking happened.
Good teams can overcome extra points or a missed call or a penalty. The Bears, they made some plays today, Phil, but you know when you see a holding penalty, 99% of the time, the drive is dead in the water. Yeah, it's over.
Everything you do with this football team is biting and clawing and scratching to perfection. You have to be so fucking maniacal. You have to be so prepared to win. That ain't happening because you want to know why? The secret is this. Your center sucks. So if you're going to take a loss, now you're putting your center in another position to take a loss. So, for example, inside zone, he gets beat across his face, blown into the backfield. The back cuts back, gets stopped for -2. But the reality is the center gets beat, which forces it back right now. So it's 2nd and 12. Now you're doing shotgun, probably RPO. Guy goes downfield. Cody White here. James Daniels downfield. There's no you just were under center. You ran inside zone. Next play, you're fucking shotgun. You are the detriment to this young kid. The culture, the plays that you've come up with, it doesn't matter who's calling the plays. It's the offense that's the issue. I'm sitting there celebrating receivers lined up outside the numbers on both sides, and they fucking don't do anything but a fucking flare route. There was one play that I saw a big boy moment on a blitz. Justin stands in there, hits Goodwin on a slant, hit the hot route, and it goes. These are the things that this young kid, if he was in New England, would be doing. Just call it what it is. Mac Jones is doing this shit. Justin Fields is riding a bike with fucking training wheels and a flat fucking tire. It's disgusting and disgraceful. And then on the other side of the ball is a defense that can't fucking tackle, that don't live up in the moment, that puts Danny T on the fucking field in 3rd down. He's the worst coverage linebacker on your roster.
Oh, by far.
And you fucking put him out there. You decide. Then we're in zone. Zone.
Jalen Thomas. You might want to do a Google search on Barkevius Mingo, and you'll take that back because that's a massive no. He's not in the NFL for a reason. No. Just Google it. Good Lord.
Barkevius Mingo is in a lot of trouble. Could be in prison.
Should be in prison.
I'm saying right now he could be in a cell.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't follow that story. But yeah, you were down. So obviously the story of this game for me, there's a lot of layers here. So to compact it all into this moment is what we do here. And then everybody takes it for the week. So I'll say this for me, the coach seemed to be able to communicate thoroughly, and there wasn't that middleman who is Nagy in the way of communicating to the quarterback. And I felt like that communication helped with the cohesiveness of play call. They were getting in and out. There wasn't any timeouts in the first quarter or delay of games. There was none of that. But the personnel usage, Borum, positive. Going out there, I thought he handled Bosa. There was one play where it's straight drop, one-on-one, Borum versus Bosa, and Borum just manhandles him. That is a positive sign. I'm trying. Khalil Herbert continues to run hard and play with aggressiveness and that bowling ball mentality, running downhill, playing to the moment. I'm trying to look at all the positives. Darnell Mooney is a big-time player. They got to do more down the field throws and understanding how to get the matchups that they want to throw the ball downfield. That needs to come under center in three-step game. I used to have a series called the 90 series. It's straight out of the West Coast offense. You would come up and call it at the fucking line of scrimmage based on the coverage. I did this with fucking freshman football players in high school. You could do it at the NFL level. 90. Now I'm calling green, red, yellow, whatever the call would be to define which routes these guys are going to run based on the coverage. And you know what? It was three-step drops because I'm helping my offensive line. This could happen in Chicago. Does it? No. Formations alone, these tight formations. When you watch, Shane, you'll see twins bunched so close to the line of scrimmage. I have never seen one time they've thrown out of those two. Never once.
Yeah,
everybody knows they're running there. Even with fucking Goodwin and Bird. They're twins right here on the left.
Gonna be a run, right.
Gonna be a run. I'm calling it. I'm like, oh my God. It's so easy to see what you're doing. Spread these motherfuckers out and allow your quarterback 3 steps. It's simple, based on leverage where he could go. And you know what? Justin Fields grew up today. That's the other thing that you got to take away from what Tabor is saying. There was no Matt Nagy in his ear. There was no Matt Nagy on the sidelines. There was no, we got to look at the tape and all that bullshit. There was Justin Fields running when he needed to, trying to make big plays when he had to, and making probably one of the most beautiful plays to cover up your dumbass play call that we've seen in a long time. That Greg Braggs captured it right there that we were able to share here on Bears Hour Live. But other than that, offensively, Sam Mustipher still struggles. Cody Whitehair is struggling. Maybe he was worse than Sam today.
Oh, yeah, Cody was not NFL. I think a lot of he's
if he's injured and they're playing him.
Right. No, I get it. There's got to be something because his play has regressed since his contract extension, if we're being honest. But man, before you get too far off Justin Fields, I want to throw this up here, Phil, and get your reaction to this.
Okay. Oh, is this the one I took? This was an absolute dime ball. And I said to my son, I go, oh my God, he's throwing it like a shortstop to first base. Look at this fucking guy. And I could just see it. Look at the dynamic whip of that football, just threading the needle. Jesse James laying out, being a receiver, and that right there is poetry for me. This is what this kid could bring to the table. Again, if I was coaching this team, Justin Fields would be the answer. Obviously, everybody and their brother should know that Austin F is full of fucking shit, saying that David Montgomery is on the trading block. That's bullshit. There's no fucking trade for David Montgomery, and no team is going to be trading for a guy. This is how dumb it is. I'll just share this with you. Nobody's trading for a guy that's coming off a knee injury, questioning whether or not when he's going to be healthy. That's number one. Number two, David Montgomery is an elite fucking running back. So if you're going to use that name to transpire and get clicks, that's fine, Austin. I'll bring you on the show. You can stand by a source. It just gets me fired. There's no need for that distraction. No need. You're not trading Darnell Mooney either. It's just stupidity on every level with this fucking
a team needing weapons should not be trading. Like
exactly two
the two that you have.
The two weapons you have. Obviously, Montgomery's hurt, but I think we've shown you with tape, and David has done it himself thereafter, taking the baton to show you how great it is. The only trade that I could see happening for the Chicago Bears would be trading your fucking GM and your head coach the fuck out of town.
Well, they have to trade. They should trade Allen Robinson.
I would trade A-Rob. I would trade A-Rob in a minute right now.
Totally agree. I mean, if you're lucky enough to get a 2, I would.
If you could get a 2 for him and
I would be
fucking
surprised.
7 next year, you take it.
Depending on the way that the compensatory algorithm works out, you're very likely going to get a 3 back for him. But it's not going to be until the 2023 draft. If you trade him in November 2nd is the trade deadline. So that's Tuesday. So if you trade him, you have to get back at a minimum a 3. And I mean, I would be a little surprised. There might be a contender out there that might flip you a 2.
Yeah,
maybe, but you can't get anything less than a 3.
I think he becomes a value to a team that likes to throw the football down the field, like Arizona. Like who else can we think of here?
That's the Chargers. How are you not going to
Chargers,
give Herbert another weapon?
Chargers, great call by you. Trying to think of one other team that should be in the conversation there for a guy that, he could play outside and inside.
There's a team up north, but they're not going to ship him. No, I know.
I would be shocked. I thought of them, but I couldn't see that happening. But stranger things have happened. Yeah, Jeff, good call. New Orleans. Maybe New Orleans gets involved in that. Maybe is Thomas sitting still over there in New Orleans? Maybe a trade, pull Michael Thomas over here. Maybe Jeff's on to some. Would you trade for that or straight up?
Michael Thomas for Allen Robinson? Yeah, I mean, I'd have to look at his contract. He signed that extension, but yeah,
But you got A-Rob with that big weight. Maybe that would be a great trade. Look at Jeff Norland talking New Orleans. Listen, and he also want to address this little carpetbag drama. Anybody that you follow that says we miss Leno and don't watch tape of Jason Peters at 39 doing what he's doing is a fraud. And you should unfollow them because they're just leading you down a road of glossed over negativity. That's what it is. It's like, let's make a problem for clicks. Let's do that. Magic. It's like the fucking dumbest. Jason Peters is an upgrade walking into the door, how he handles himself as a professional and a leader, and what effort he gives in this game. Jason Peters is someone that Shane has said well before anybody I heard. I would go to him right now and say, hey, we want you back, big boy, next year. Just one more year with the young buck. One more.
Worst case scenario, you have Jason Peters, Tevin Jenkins, hopefully healthy, and Larry Borum. So that's great. I'll take that going into a season next year. 100%.
Oh my God. And he would be teaching Tevin. He's already said.
I'd still draft a fucking another one.
Oh, so would I. I would draft. My draft, you only have 2nd round pick, right? And then you picked up another pick, though, right? My draft is best center on the fucking board. Best center. I'm fucking trading down, getting another 3 and a 2 so I can get some receiver, too. They got to fucking upgrade this offensive line in a major way. If it's by trade, if it's by, Redmond was a better center.
Anthony, that's exactly why you don't want players like that on your team. Why is he going to play his ass off? He got fucking paid coming off a torn ACL. By who? Chicago. They just guaranteed him what, 18 million with the franchise tag, and that you're not gonna fucking play for that? Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous.
We gotta.
Why should he play hard? He's obviously not playing hard.
Listen, some of you have to remember your playing days. Remember your playing days. If you played, if you didn't play, I don't care what sport you played. Did you play the game and love the game that you played? This is a game at the end of the day. It's a game. You either love it and live it, or you don't. It's up to you as the head coach to weed through all the fucking politics and the payments and where you selected them and get the best players out in the football field. We've been saying, okay, what would we do with the offensive line? We've been saying this for fucking 8 weeks. Sam Mustipher is not starting. It would be Bars. It would be James Daniels moving to center and Bars at guard, or Dieter Iceland going to center if you want to stay where you're at. And there you go. That position alone, they can't figure out and fix. They couldn't figure out a QB who's fucking able and capable, maybe the best you've ever drafted. Is important for that young man to be in a competitional state, something he's been with in his whole life. And the growth and the learning in that process is only going to benefit the team, the player, and Andy Dalton himself. It's going to push them beyond what you're capable of as a head coach. You drop the ball there. Let's not forget that. Then you bubble wrap everybody. We got a fucking safety talking about anybody could tackle. Not everybody can make interceptions. Anybody could tackle. They can't fucking tackle. This is a cultural thing. It's a BU culture that sucks. And you got a corporate motherfucker president with a fucking old ass woman with a fucking inheritance of this football team that's run like a fucking mom and pop shop. That's the fucking problem. And you get people in there. Let's not get a Bruce Arians here. Let's not get anybody that's going to make waves and really want to push us to win. Let's make payments and let's do these little things here, but never, ever, ever have anybody challenge us as a culture. Football first mentality is something you need to have. A leader of men is the most important position on all of the football team. It's the head coach. He sets the tone. Today, you saw a blip. You saw growth as we listed down. The defense took a monumental step back, and whoever decided to not be aggressive against Jimmy Garoppolo and man up and do the things you do well, man. I mean, Barlissimo, my father, and I just diagnosed them and how good they are in man. Again, I see the Vildor commentary. Let me drop this bomb on you. Kendall Vildor is a very, very, very monumental piece going forward. That deep ball was not on Kendall Vildor.
Phil, here's your quarterback.
We got a quarterback.
Touchdown run that you had, is that all instincts pretty much once you get
oh my God, Larry,
out of the pocket?
Yeah, it's just all instincts right there. We tried to get
Larry, it is an
instinct,
and
you know,
we planned it that way, Larry.
Just try to make a play on fourth
give
one.
Give Larry Mayer the fucking first question.
What misfired there right off the snap? What happened that turned that into a play where you had to make a mistake there?
They just came off the edge with the blitz. So I mean, in that situation, you technically have to throw hot right there, but there's too many guys in front of my face, and then Khalil was covered. So yeah.
What was the lift you felt in the building, getting in the end zone? Obviously, in a game that was kind of back and forth at that point, it felt like the energy came alive.
I mean, yeah, for sure. When you score a touchdown on 4th and 1 at any place in the game, you know the momentum's going to shift our way. So, you know, it was a great job by the O-line on that play, blocking still, and then a great job by the receivers blocking downfield with their DB. So,
Justin, you left and you got Peters making the block and then moving to the top. The fact that they were still engaged in doing that, is that the fact that they know that you're not down until the whistle blows?
I mean, yeah, that, and it shows that, you know, they want to win. And I think that's everybody. But, yeah, I mean, it's just effort at that point. I mean, because that wasn't planned. That wasn't a part of the play. But that just shows you what kind of guys those are, and that they're full effort, and that they're not going to stop until the whistle blows.
Justin, you talked to us for the past few weeks about not being used to losing.
Let's see if Anthony Gordon's
personally
right.
To dealing with the fact that you're all on the losing team.
Let's see. I agree with Anthony.
Just
Jeff's
not
gonna
paying attention to it. Just literally just
about
going
that
back to work.
interception.
Going back to work. Going back to work. That's it. So you know, sometimes you can't control things in life, and you just gotta keep going. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just keep going.
How do you know with the toll mentally?
Mentally, I think I'm in a good spot right now. Just trying to keep the outside voices out, you know, and just try to, you know, keep the thing that we have like within the team, and you know, just really communicating with each other and getting on the same page. And I mean, just trying to keep, you know, all the outside noises out and just focus on us.
Justin, on the touchdown run, take us through what you're seeing and feeling as you kind of hit that point where you know you got some green grass ahead of you.
Yeah, I mean, I just tried to roll out to the right. Of course, people were there, cut back, and then of course I knew I could outrun guys to the left for 1 yard. Of course, it's 4th and 1, but I mean, I just saw, you know, a lane started opening up, and then I just ran in the end zone. So I mean, I can't really describe it. It's literally just having enough instinct, like you said before, and it was a great play by everybody on that.
Justin, what sort of precision does your offense need to be good in the red zone?
What kind of precision?
Is that what it comes down to? Is it just
I think, you know, when we run the ball, we gotta, you know, get positive yards on there, and we just gotta
hang up the
execute better. It's that
pen.
simple. We called a few plays on there that you know, they made us check it down. You know, we weren't expecting that coverage, and they gave us a different coverage. But you know, when the defense does that, just gotta try to find a positive play, get 4 or 5 yards, and get your kicker back in better field goal position.
Justin, how did Matt Nagy's absence impact your day?
You can't let that impact your day. Can't focus on that. I mean,
He ain't
he's not gonna
falling
help
for
us
that.
win.
Yeah,
He ain't
You
biting
gotta
out
focus
that
on
one.
who's here.
Good try.
And focus on the now. So I
Your
mean,
boy
of course,
Potash.
it was tough not having coach. He texted me this morning. I texted him back, and you know, he texted me after the game. I didn't see what he said yet, but it was pretty much the same thing
Probably
for
block
me.
him. I mute him.
But I mean, you can't focus on that. You just got to focus on the game at hand.
Were there times you're looking for him and you're seeing Chris Tabor and, you know, not knowing what to do, or just, you know,
my God.
Do
you really think he doesn't understand in his fucking head that he's not there?
I don't understand the question, but I wasn't looking for.
You normally talk to Matt during the game and stuff like
Are
that,
you
right?
swimming without
Not
a
really,
paddle?
no. Yeah, no, not really.
Did you just hear that right there? You normally talk to Matt Nagy during the game and just said, no, not really. No, I don't.
But thank
Yeah,
God
just the
you
naked.
highlighted
Jesse ran a good route, made a
I was
great catch
pissed
on
at
that. You know, Jesse's really a
Are you
reliable tight end.
looking around for Matt
He doesn't
Nagy?
complain at all, even though he doesn't really get as many reps. But you know, every time he comes in the game, he's always a weapon. So
But
I think that was a great route
Shane's
and a great catch by that.
highlight is important
And
there.
just a great call by Bill.
He doesn't talk to me in the game. Right, Cal?
You're not going to be able to set and throw and kind of throw from an awkward
You said what's the what? I'm sorry?
That's the challenge of making sure that you make a precise throw when you don't have.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to get your body in good position to make that throw. And, you know, I think I got on the edge clean because their ends were pretty much crashing all day for the run. But, yeah, I mean, you just got to continue to rep it out.
Who are they hiring?
The more you rep it out, the more you get
They know
comfortable with
this
that,
is
the
done.
easier it is to make that throw in the game.
This coaching staff is done. There's no way they're coming back.
On third down
None.
today that you guys were able to find.
Put it in the fucking bank.
No, I think we just had great pass pro on third down, and you know, guys were making, you know, great catches, contested catches. So I think that was a key into converting our third downs today.
What did Coach Nagy say before the game?
Oh my God! Good luck.
It was a long message, but just know it's inspirational. That's all you need to know. So yeah.
At that moment when you scored the touchdown, at that moment when you scored the touchdown on the run,
Oh
that
my
feel
God.
like a signature moment for you?
What's the PIN number to your debit
That was
card?
like a really big play back and forth game. You break into the end zone at home, the crowd goes crazy. That feel like kind of like a signature play for you at that moment.
These guys.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was awesome. I was excited. As y'all
Keeping it 100 right here.
Yeah, it was awesome. Glad to celebrate my teammates, and you know, we're just gonna continue to get better. Like I said, of course, we didn't get the outcome that we wanted today, but we're just gonna keep back. And
what did Matt Nagy text you?
14 or so when it comes to kind of in the middle of the field. What did you see pre-snap? And you know, it looked like you threw it kind of, you got it out as quick as you could.
They brought blitz from the field right there, and they were just playing 11 robber. So cover one robber, and Marquise is fast, so he beat him up on the slant route, and you know, he's one of the fastest guys on the team. So once he catches the ball, it's hard to catch him. So of course he made a great catch and a great run up the catch on that play.
Could you take us through the process of using Mohamed and Jesse James in the game plan?
I'm sorry?
Could you take us through the process of using Cole Kmet and Jesse James?
Yeah, I mean, of course, they do different things better than, of course, each other. I think they're two different tight ends, where Cole's more of a speed guy, and Jesse's kind of a taller, more lengthier guy. So, I mean, just the play designs that we have for him, just knowing who would be better in that situation, and just going with their gut.
He's
and
giving you a
seeing
better
what they're
answer
comfortable
about
with running
personnel than
routes
the
and stuff
head
like
coach
that.
has ever.
What type of adjustments did you
Right
see
there.
from them after halftime?
Yeah, I thought they played more too high in the second half. They tried to really keep everything in front of them, and definitely switching up the coverage a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that was the biggest thing. I think they pressured a little bit more in the second half and just showed us a little bit more too high defense.
Did you all utilize read option more today than you have in the past?
Yeah, we did. To be honest, I don't think I pulled one read option, but the ends were playing me pretty honest on the read option. But we did run a little bit more read option on that today.
That's the third quarter. You had Cole in the back of the end zone. Anything you would have done different on that throw? I think you might have had third down.
I got sat on the. Are you talking about the play action pass?
No, it's the one where you threw it to him, kind of back shoulder.
I mean, that's just a contested ball. I mean, he tried to catch it with one hand. I don't really know what else.
Tell him to put two on it.
Maybe could have put it on his body more to give him a better chance of catching it with one hand. But I mean, that was good defense by Fred on that. And I mean, yeah, it's just so simple. So.
When you took a little spin move on Fred on the third, what did you see there? And I thought you just went off the spin move.
It's just instinct. So I just saw pressure in my face and just instinctively tried to get him away from me. So
that's the 100% truth, right?
What you think about Larry Bourne's performance stepping up?
Oh man, he was amazing.
Yeah, I mean it's tough, coming off an injury and kind of getting thrown into there, but I think he did solid. And one thing I do know about Larry, he's a hard worker. So he's serious about what he does. He's going to come in the facility early every morning, study tape.
Got a great culture here.
Continue to work and continue to get better.
Love the culture.
That's one thing I do know about
Locker room
Larry.
loves them.
Justin, we're already at the halfway point of the season. We're pretty close. I'm curious how you think your development has gone versus what you expected through the first half of the season.
Like I said in recent press conferences, I'm not expecting anything. I'm just trying to get better each and every day. And,
Imagine putting two backs that can run next to each other, run, mesh, attack with this
Justin
guy,
Fields, time for
run action. Oh my God, the things I could do with Justin Fields, it is fucking driving me insane. But Shane, you got to bounce.
Yeah, I got to bounce.
I appreciate
just got a game on in the background. Looks like Jameis that was not good. Looks like he tore his knee all apart.
Jameis Winston.
Yep.
You're getting a breaking news here from Shane Marsaw.
Did not look good.
Doesn't look good there.
Big plays are nice.
Yeah, they are, Shane. I want you to enjoy your son. Again, congratulations, Riley Strong, and enjoy Halloween tonight. I'll wrap this up here in a few minutes here.
Better wrap it up. Every time. No more
every
kids.
time.
No more kids on this channel.
No more kids in the O house. I'll tell you that.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, bro. We'll see you. That's Shane Marsaw from TTNL.
I know.
We obviously will be back this week. Keeping it 100. We'll have Mark Schofield from Pro Football Weekly. He breaks down Justin Fields. He'll be on the show talking about Justin Fields on Keeping It 100 this week and the Matt Nagy issues. We're going to pull back the layers instead of just being in this place with Matt Nagy and what happened just now. Obviously, this is kind of one of those games where you pull back like the Wizard of Oz, the curtain a little bit. You see, without Matt there seemed to be a different energy. There seemed to be a more cohesive flow. However, the same cultural things continue to happen. And that is the problem. You can't just magically put in new plays and come with a new foundation of what it is you want to do if you're Coach Laser or Coach Tabor. You have to run the system and the plan and what selection of 485 diner menu plays that you have to run. That's it. That's what you have. But as a football coach, there's something about a feel of the game. You can't feel a game like this with your head in the play sheet. You can't feel the game if you're more concerned about something else going on dramatically on the sideline. Can't feel the game if you don't have an understanding of your identity, because you have nowhere to hang your hat when trouble arises. Each and every week, I break down the tape like nobody else does out there, with passion and truth. Looking at the offense from the coach's angle as well as the all 22 to decide just exactly what is going on. And since Matt Nagy has been here, the thing that pops into my head continuously is Matt Nagy doesn't know what the hell is going on, where to hang his hat, what the fronts are. In order to get better, you got to communicate. You got to teach the fundamentals, and you have to have a blatant understanding of how you are going to attack an opponent. Today was the perfect showcase for anybody questioning Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan knew how he was going to attack the Chicago Bears. And the Bears had him on the ropes. And we can go through all the ups and downs, and I'm sure we will. But at the end of the day, the cream always rises to the top, and the better coach helps his team to win. It's unfortunate for all Chicago Bears fans that paid, traveled, like my guy Bullets and Josh E. representing TTNL, and a bunch of you, my Brennan, all of you guys sending me the videos and the tape and everything. Greg Braggs is out there. All of you guys supporting this team has become a chore for most of you. I know beyond anything, the one thing I do know is that a change is going to come. I don't know who sang that song. Maybe Cherie does, but I know a change is going to come. This is bad. This is bad. It's bad when your young quarterback is surrounded by people that give up, that let them down. So in my final thoughts, as I leave you on Bears Hour Live, the number one Bears post-game show, bar none. Again, this week we couldn't get any fans on. We had a hustle. I got to go. My wife is probably fired up with me because we got to go trick-or-treating. My treat to you fans is this, my final thought. If you're going to win in the NFL or football at any time, it's always going to start up front. Until you clean the deck and go back to the basics. I say it all the time. Keep it simple, stupid. Getting to the basis of who the guys are on the team that you are going to build with and find those answers. Shane and I and you fans stomached watching Mark Trestman not put players out there when the season was over. We saw Lovie Smith do the same thing. We've seen this with John Fox. The season's over and you're not playing young kids to see, do they have a future here? Are they the answer? Are they someone that's going to help the future? Selfishness and arrogance and ego reign supreme under this administration. From Ted Phillips and George collaborating and lying to Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace trying to keep the truth from the people. Well, the people know, and I know they hate us here, and that's fine because we're doing the job. You saw the reporters asking the worst questions you could possibly have, and unfortunately, it doesn't keep anybody in a place of nervousness. When you're the head coach, you have one job. That's to find the answers. If it's the lowest paid player on the roster that gives you the best chance to win, then you play that player. If it's the culture that's an issue, you change it. Every time I say you got to look in the mirror and identify the problem, I look at Coach Nagy, I look at you, and I say, can you do it? Can you leave your ego aside and do that? And I still see no accountability. It takes injury to make changes. It doesn't happen with this culture. You can't hide from BU. Because in a team sport, it's an us. It's always win as a team and lose as a team. And in the midst of that, you praise those players that have risen to the occasion, that have gone beyond what you expected of them or anybody did, and you praise them by lifting them up and building around them. Today was that day for number one. It was the moment, the biggest moment, where you saw this young kid feel like the Chicago Bears quarterback and leader. And who rose to the occasion? Who rose to the occasion? I'll let you answer that. As we look at the tape this week, we'll be doing it. Become a patron here, thetapeneverlies.com, for Shane Marsaw, for Cherie, who's producing and doing a tremendous job. This is your guy, Draft Dr. Phil. We'll be live again on Keeping It 100 this week, breaking down the Chicago Bears with my guy, Mark Schofield. He's going to be covering Justin Fields. He writes about him every week. I want to hear what he thought about Justin Fields. So enjoy your Halloween. Let this go. Understand that despite the loss, we got the truth. Despite the loss, I'm going to say it again. We got the truth. Justin Fields is your quarterback. I'm happy to see that. Was he perfect? No. But he's your quarterback. For him to overcome those shitty play calls and situations, he answered a lot for me. For Cherie, love you guys. Love you, Dan, from Hawaii. Love all of you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you join us on Keeping It 100. Become a patron and watch the tape breakdown. I can't wait for my guy, Bearlissimo, and myself to break it down. I think we'll have Chris Zorich next week breaking down this defense with me, my dad, and Bearlissimo on Saturdays, X's with the O's. Keeping It 100 will be live Wednesday. Nope! Does NFL Network
Hey, this is David Kaplan.
Be at 20 for the Bears.
Exactly, Greg.
Oh my God!
This is crazy.
I am in heaven!
What?
If the dude's a fucking pussy.
Concept-wise, his run game doesn't match with his pass game.
This is Matt Waldman.
This is Olin Cruz.
This is Paige DeMacco, CEO of the Draft Network.
Rasheed Davis, former Chicago Bears wide receiver.
Hey, my name's LaShawn Whitfield, the footwork king.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Nall here with the Chicago Bears.
You're keeping it 100 with Shane and Phil.
Keeping it 100 with Phil and Shane.
You're listening to my guys Shane and Phil on
Keeping It 100.
Thank you for watching Bears Hour Live, the best post-Bears game show on the planet, on the Tape Never Lies Network.